Why has the MKMVA launched a scathing attack on businessman Johann Rupert? Why does the MKMVA chairperson say the Guptas are victims of a conspiracy of lies? Why should the ANC dismiss a memorandum drafted by former MK operatives? At what cost is the MKMVA prepared to defend President Jacob Zuma? What time is it? It is question time. Welcome to Question Time. My name is Mpho Tsedu. During their urgent press conference earlier today, Umkhonto Sizwe Military Veterans Association said former MK cadres and ANC members are working together with white capital to oust President Jacob Zuma. The MKMVA also criticized businessman Johann Rupert for being part of a group putting pressure on the ruling party to recall President Zuma. MKMVA Chairperson Kebby Maphatsoe has commended the Gupta family, on the other hand, for investing in South Africa, unlike white capital that makes profit in the country but invest elsewhere. We are live. You can call us, air your views. The numbers to dial 089-1104210. Our Twitter handle @QuestionTime24. My guest, Kebby Maphatsoe, is the chairperson of Umkhonto Sizwe Military Veterans Association. Chairperson, welcome to Question Time. Are you captured?
No, I'm not captured.
Is MKMVA captured?
No, MKMVA is not captured.
Is the ANC captured?
No, the ANC is not captured.
So I'm talking to a free man?
Yes.
All right. Now, as MKMVA, you say, we take serious exception to the dangerously arrogant call by Johann Rupert that the president of the ANC and of South Africa should be recalled, disregarding the democratic and constitutional process that elected him in those positions of responsibility. Let's just talk about that. Johann Rupert, you saying he is part of a people who do not want President Jacob Zuma to continue leading South Africa. Do you have proof?
He was outspoken about that thing that Mr. President Jacob Zuma should be recalled by the African National Congress.
Yes.
It is because of he made money during the apartheid era when our people were suffering, when the time they were killing our people in Angola, the time they were killing our people in Lesotho, Mozambique, Swaziland, and Zimbabwe and other European countries. That's when the Johann Ruperts, they made money in South Africa. So when you are super rich and you did not work hard for that money, you develop arrogancy like Johann Rupert has developed this arrogancy, even undermining the democratic processes of the African National Congress and even the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa.
So, whereas, well, like any South African, he may have a right to voice his or her opinion, in this case, his opinion on what is happening in South Africa. Do you feel that his expressions are untoward?
Yes, it's untoward. This government of the ANC was put into power by the people of South Africa in 2014. That's democracy. So if he wants a change, he must wait for 2019 election and campaign for whatever organization that he prefers. But you can't say during the term of office of the democratically elected president of the African National Congress and mobilize people to remove the president of the African National Congress. It's arrogancy and it's undermining the democratic process of the African National Congress and undermining also the will of the people.
Was he, according to MKMVA, involved in the redeployment of the TG of MKMVA from the position that he was in?
No, that one we cannot confirm, Mpho.
Okay. Let's talk about the Guptas. You saying the Guptas are victims of a conspiracy of lies. Just unpack that.
What we are saying, Mpho, is that we have relationship with the Guptas. And you remember, I think it's 3 years ago, there were allegations leveled against the Guptas. We convened them as MKMVA and asked them whether are they using the name of the president to make to do business.
Yes.
And we're happy with their responses that they've never used anywhere the name of the president to do business in South Africa. But what is happening is that the economy of South Africa is still in the hands of the few,
Yes.
which are the big white monopoly capital.
Yes.
And therefore, in order to change the economy of South Africa, you need Africans, you need blacks in general, to play a role in this important economy of our country.
Yes.
So the Guptas have been challenging this well-established white capital monopoly in South Africa. So they've touched a wrong nerve. That is why there are these allegations leveled against them, because they are transforming the economy of South Africa. They are investing here in South Africa. They are not even getting loans from the banks. It's a difficult thing to get loans here in South Africa.
Correct.
So the Guptas, they have maneuvered on how to make money in South Africa. And this big white monopoly capital is not happy about that, because they think that it is their space. So that is why, as MKMVA was saying, I think we need to call them to order, and we think the African National Congress must then begin to really make sure that when we talk about radical economic transformation, our people must feel it.
Then, within MK structures, you also have people who, well, I know one was a general, or he's a general, Mpho Nyanda Kebuza, and other MK veterans who wrote a letter to the NEC. What is happening? MK veterans going to the NEC through other means, not through MKMVA.
Look, one of the signatories of that petition is a former employee of the SABC here, Snuki Zigalala. We know for a fact that even in Polokwane in 2007, he was not happy about the election of President Jacob Zuma. So we're not surprised about him being part of the people who are in the petition to recall the President of the African National Congress. But what we are saying is that we were launched by the African National Congress. We are an autonomous, integral part of the African National Congress, representing all former members of Umkhonto, starting from the generation of Lutulo detachment up to the generation of the Panimulukwan detachment. So whenever there are issues, we have got an open door policy. We listen to our comrades. We call the assembly of cadres where there are no delegates. Everybody comes in and expresses his views. So if you go to the ANC without going through us, you are undermining the structure. Whether you came before us in the struggle, it's not correct. They are not leading by example. It's undermining the democratic processes of MKMVA. That is why we're calling upon the African National Congress that they must ignore that letter, send them, as if they call themselves former MK members. They know there's a structure, they must come to us, and then we'll engage with them.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, Justice, just stay on the line. We'll be taking your call immediately after this break.
Pay or renew your TV license at one of the 10,000 outlets nationwide, and you could win weekly prizes. Congratulations to these 10 TV licenses competition winners. Remember, you are still in line to win the grand prize of 50,000 Rand. Pay yours and stand a chance to win.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. Our guest today is Kebby Maphatsoe, who is the head, or the chairperson rather, of Umkhonto Sizwe Military Veterans Association. Justice, you are in Pretoria. Welcome. Justice?
How are you?
I'm well.
Hello? Hello?
Go ahead, Justice.
I can't hear you.
Well, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I can't hear you.
You are the most important person here. We are the ones who must
How are you, Mpho, and your guest there?
We are fine, Justice. Go ahead.
Okay. I just heard your guest there saying Rupert, he's arrogant because of he didn't work hard for the money. Now he mustn't say anything, because of he doesn't know what it feels like to work hard for that. So now I'm asking him if, according to his consciousness, if Zuma is doing the right thing for the people or is doing the right thing for other colleagues of his. Because this thing is about people, like he said, people voted for Zuma. Yes, people voted for Zuma, but then they didn't have knowledge of what was going behind those doors between Gupta and Zuma. So now, because of the light is on unto people, they are so surprised what is happening in the government that we trusted as people. Okay. So I want him to answer unto that. What is his consciousness saying, being one of these people of South Africa?
Okay, thanks very much, Justice.
People did not vote for President Jacob Zuma. They voted for the African National Congress. Mm-hmm. President Jacob Zuma is the face of the African National Congress. And people voted for the African National Congress because of its manifesto. Mm-hmm. We sold the manifesto to our people, and majority of the people voted in favor of that manifesto. Now the President of the Republic, he is implementing the manifesto that was sold to the people, and that is why people are happy about the leadership of President Jacob Zuma. People are happy about the African National Congress. But people with these other policies that are anti-poor, they are the ones who are now saying the president of the ANC must be recalled.
At what cost is MKMVA prepared to defend President Jacob Zuma?
Look, we're not only defending President Jacob Zuma. We were taught to defend the collective leadership of the African National Congress. Above all, President Jacob Zuma, he's the patron-in-chief of Umkhonto Sizwe Military Veterans Association and the patron-in-chief of all military veterans in South Africa. Mm-hmm. So we are forced to defend him because he's one of our members also.
Okay. Peter, you are in Pretoria. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. Peter? Okay, Peter is nowhere to... Yes, Peter? But Peter, why are you keeping quiet?
Mpho, can you hear me?
Yes. Peter, we can hear you.
I wanted to say that MK should not... Yes, Mpho, if you can hear me, I wanted to say that the MK should not stuck and imprison themselves in history. They should lead the country. ANC is a governing party. It's not an opposition party. So they should not fear the future or entertain every view that comes from any section of a society. and quote history every time whenever they are criticized that in Angola this is what we need to do, that this is what we used to do. We've got the trust in the ANC, but if they behave like opposition parties and entertain and fear the future, and entertain every view that comes from any section of a society, then they are behaving like a small organization. This is a huge organization that should never entertain or be intimidated by any view that comes from any section of a society. He must lead the country and stop doing these things that they are doing. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a word of support and caution there to say you must not just take everybody seriously there. But then you've got members of the ANC who are coming out and saying, no, this happened to me. I was offered. Mkhabisi Jonas, for instance, says, I was offered a position. And other ministers, well, other prominent ANC members, Wakura Mahlodi, through his spokesperson saying I was invited, although I had a problem with that one to say, why are you telling us about the meetings you didn't attend and not those that you attended? But let's talk about Mkhabisi Jonas.
Mkhabisi Jonas is a MKMVA member. On the 10th of March 2016, I was with him in the same flight to OR Tambo. I even took him to our lounge of the defense. We sat down with him. He then confessed to me and said, Kebby, there's something that is going to come out in the newspapers on Sunday. And I don't know about these things. These are allegations. I've never met the Guptas. They have never promised me the job of Ntlantlanen. When I saw that thing on Sunday, in the Sunday Times, comrades began calling me. I defended him to say, no, comrades, it's not true. I was with Mkhabisi Jonas on the 10th, and he told me on no uncertain terms that he was ever promised that job by the Guptas. I was surprised on Wednesday, the following week, in Cape Town. I saw him making a press statement that he was offered the job by the Guptas. So I have lost confidence in Mkhabisi Jonas. He is not a comrade that can be trusted because he lied to me. He gave me false information, and I defended him outside with the comrades to say, no, comrades. The media is beginning to destroy one of our own. So he's not honest. He's a liar.
Okay. Eunice, you are in Pretoria. Eunice, you are in Pretoria. Welcome.
Hello, Mpho, and your guest in the house. How are you?
We are well. Thanks for the call, Eunice.
Hello, Mpho.
Yes, Eunice.
Hello? Yes. Mpho, what I'm trying to say is, from our analysis, it's like they expect Zuma to be an angel and to be this perfect being. And secondly, it looks like there are people who are against the ANC government, but they only attack one particular person, who is Jacob Zuma. So the people must stand up for whom they voted for, the ANC government and the president, on a stronger note, because there is a stronger attack on him. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Your response.
No, thanks that at least there are people in South Africa who can see that the attack is not really against the government, but it's against the president. So members of the ANC and the people who voted for the ANC, they must stand up and defend the African National Congress and defend the president of the African National Congress and of the Republic.
Now, if indeed it is true that people were offered positions and all that, or others were not offered, then there's also a rumor here, Chairperson, that Pravin Gordhan is also an appointee of the Ruperts of this world. Are we not supposed to believe that?
No, Mpho, we have said as MKMVA that people who have that information, they can approach the office of the Secretary General of the ANC. We as MKMVA, we don't have such information.
Do you not believe that it is possible?
No, look, we don't want to work on allegations as MKMVA.
Okay.
We work on the truth
On
of
fact.
the matter,
Okay.
facts, yes.
All right. Charles, you are in Durban. Welcome.
Hello, Mpho. I know I was explained that I can see you, but I can't hear you. But I'm sure you can hear me, okay?
Yes.
Are you listening as I talk? Can you raise your hand so I know you're listening to what I got to say?
Okay, there. I've raised my hand.
Okay, Mpho. Mpho, you see now, the elephant in the room is not the ANC. The elephant in the room is the president. If Cyril Ramaphosa can please replace him, then all these problems will be sorted out. That's all I got to say, and thank you for the show, and thank you for taking my call. And you're doing a great job, but you need extra time. You need 1 hour of this program. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, thank you very much, Charles. I'm not so sure if you can hear me, but I'll raise my hand once more just to confirm that I heard you. Let's round up here. Perhaps let me just also call upon some tweets here. Well, what Boy Mataitai is saying, what is the relevance of MKMVA in a society that is liberated? We'll respond to that. Pagaman Dlamini ask the role of MKMVA since more than 80% of our South African land is still controlled by minority white people. I think the relevance there is coming out quite strong. Azola Miqela says, is Kebby brave enough to give us the names of the ANC leaders that are colluding with white capital to out Zuma? Okay, and Vincent Shabalala, my question is how are they going to defend the president? Okay, let's all right, the last one, the establishment, Vugile Mlonzi says, is he aware that the MKMVA will either break up or remove him over JZ? Well, just round up some of those questions.
Look, the relevance of MKMVA is that the ANC invested a lot in MK members. And therefore, it is our role to play the political role in guiding our people in the branches of the ANC on how we should defend the gains of our revolution. We are still in the process of establishing a united, democratic, non-racial, and prosperous South Africa. So part of MKMVA members were political commissars. And that is why we need them more than ever before to be part of the political education unit in the African National Congress branches, in the African National Congress regions.
Okay. Well, finally, Chairperson, this year the June 16 detachment celebrates 40 years. And I mean, they contributed quite a lot to MKMVA, or to MK per se. It's also, 55 years this year. You have a lot which MK has done. The Zipra and Zanla forces, skirmishes which happened in Zimbabwe, heroic commitments there. Who is going to tell this story? Are there plans to do so this year?
Mpho, we have got a task team that we have established as MKMVA for the celebration of the 55th anniversary of the founding of Umkhonto Sizwe. And one of the things that we have identified, it is the June 16 detachment. It's a generation, the second generation of Umkhonto Sizwe, which will be celebrating 40th anniversary.
Okay. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. We'll talk about this Chimrenga wars soon. And that was question time for today. A big thank you to my guests and to you for watching the show. From me and the crew, you have yourself a wonderful time. Goodbye.